Life is worth living. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm here, you're there. My name's Maggie. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, it's just, uh, I'm so lucky. I love life. Uh, People. I love this country. I think it's gonna be okay, actually. All right, well, let's start doing some makeup, dude. I'm not going anywhere today. I actually did all my chores. My friend just texted me good news. Okay. Okay, good news that we got, girl. Okay, I made chicken enchiladas for the week. I also made liver and onions. I've been I like liver. Heaven forbid the girl has an old person taste. I understand. Okay. Um, did my dishes. Did the dishes that I just cooked everything in. Okay. Wow. Went hiking this morning. I think I went hiking for like an hour 30. Pretty good. What else did I do? I think oh, dude, I freaking napped. Hardcore napped, okay? I kind of just woke up out of that recently. That was probably for 3 hours, maybe more, maybe less. I don't know. I truly don't know. I When I woke up, I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. I'm still here though. And then I think that's all I really did. Um, the enchiladas, I did marinate the chicken in chimichurri sauce, so that's really good. I used a red sauce for the enchilada sauce. No rice in these, so these are a bit more. I don't want to be like carb friendly, or whatever, but they're a bit less carbs. So it's refried beans, mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, chicken, chicken with the cheese, you know what I'm saying? Corn tortilla. Um, that's the chicken enchiladas. Okay, but guys, I went on a date. Yeah, I went on a date. Here's. Okay, did I say this last week, dude? I don't even know. Okay, so there's this guy. I want to give him like a fake name, but I don't know. I don't know what to give him because like the name that he has like is so perfect for him. Like, if you just made sense because we have history, okay? Not like sexual history. Okay, so we went to the same school, we went to the same college and everything. And sorry, I'm trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do. Okay. Um, should I do full glam or should I do natural glam? I kind of want to use blue though. Maybe I'll do a smoky eye. What was it? 20. What was smoky eyes? 2010? Well, welcome back 2010s. Okay, anyways. Okay. So I have a Finsta, right? Fake Instagram. All my crash outs are there. Anytime I ranted about my ex, it went there. Um, you know, all this stuff, blah blah blah. Okay. Broke up with him, as we all know, and I posted on there. I posted a poll saying, if I were to use dating apps, what dating app should I use? And a lot of people voted Hinge. I do have Hinge and Tinder. Let me clarify. Um, Dating apps are insane though. Like it's just kind of crazy because it's like you just get like instant gratification almost because like people are just liking you superficially. They just like how you look. Um they're not necessarily getting to know your soul, right? Okay, so anyways, I'm not going to rant about dating apps, but he found my Hinge and messaged, so glad you broke up with him. And with Hinge, like someone can message you and then you have to like message back to or like accept their match. and then you can message back or whatever, you know? So I accepted his match and everything, and I was just like, oh my gosh, dude, how are you? You know, how have you been? Thank you so much. We started talking from there. Because I'm thinking it's like, oh, it's casual conversation and everything, blah, blah, blah. But I do know he's following me on my Finsta. I do know this because I think he was like one of the first people when I first made it. He was one of the first people who like asked, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, sure." Like, I'm gonna be insane on it, you know. But like, if you want to follow, sure, I'll accept that because it's a private account, you know. Oh no, I just hit the pan. No, no. Okay, so I'm just like, wait a minute. What if he voted on what dating apps I should use? And guys, he did. He voted for Hinge. So I was like, does he want me? Like, was that like a sign? Like, you know, because I've actually always had a crush on him. Like, high key, low key. Um, Even back in school, like, he always made me laugh. He's so funny, dude. And it's like the same sense of humor, same brand, really, that I am. And like, oh my God, like okay, within his friend group though, I don't know what this guy was to him necessarily, but like I dated him and um they were kind of in the same friend group. I don't know if they were friends or if they knew each other. He later, like, whenever we were on a date, he was like, oh yeah, we were roommates at one point, but he's like, I didn't really care for the guy. I was like, oh, okay. And like, I remember like telling my mom about him, about this guy, not the one I dated. The one that I dated, my parents did meet him, and my mom was like, "That's not the one," and I was like, "Okay, slide," and broke up with him the next day. Okay, um, it's not that my parents like run my dating life or whatever, but like I'm not. If they can catch a vibe within the first month of us dating, I'm not gonna pursue, dude. I didn't even particularly care for him in the first place. And don't feel bad for him. He's married now. He's fine. Okay. Don't feel bad. Okay. So, anyways, but I remember telling my mom about God, he really does need a name. Oh my God, I can't like nothing's coming to mind. Okay, Thomas. Okay. So I remember telling my mom about Thomas, and she's like, well, why don't you date him? And I was just like, I don't know. I already kind of dated someone in that friend group, so I feel like it'd be weird. And there's also like another guy in the friend group who I thought was cute as well. And like, there's a point where we might have been set up together. He's also married now, so congrats to him as well. But like, I mean, it was college, it's like just crazy. So nothing really happened. And I mean, we were always just like, anytime we saw each other at like, there was one bar in this college, okay? There was one fucking bar, dude. So anytime we saw each other there, it was like chill, it was funny, and it was good to catch up on. If we saw each other at like a house party, it was like, oh my God, thank God, another face. And he's just like a Mr. Guy. He works in sales, okay, which kind of like, it's like, okay, yeah, dude, you're born for that. Like, he's very personable and stuff like that. And so, like, with kind of like all this background knowledge that I just bestowed upon y'all, I'm thinking, I'm just like, does he just want to catch up, Like, does he want me, So, like, we're talking on. Sorry, I keep having to change this. Okay. So, we're talking on Hinge, right? And, like, just basically, like, catching up, like, oh, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, blah, 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 blah. And I did invite him to this, like, jazz night thing that I went with my friends because I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I also was like horrible at messaging. I've been horrible at messaging recently, which I hate. I need to work on that. Like, I need to not be bad at it again. Like, I used to like be quick replies, and I know I'm busy. I understand I'm busy, but like, it just, I like when people, I like being quick replied. Sorry, heaven forbid, I like a good blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I basically was like, hey, here's my phone number. I'm horrible at messaging. So sorry. If you want to text me, what you're doing Friday, like, This was 2 Fridays ago, okay? Before Easter. And he was like, I actually have plans Friday. That's, thank you, but yeah. Okay, that was a lie, everyone. I just lied to you guys. I already told him about the plans Friday. He said he already had plans Friday, and I was just like, hey, if you do he said, something like, if I get home early, I'll, like, let you know, or something like that. And I was like, oh, perfect. Okay, here's my phone number. I'm much better at responding to that. I haven't been, dude, but we're gonna skip past that. Okay. So then Jazz night, Friday night comes. That's 2 weeks ago, right? And he texts me. He's just like, hey, I won't be able to make it. I was like, okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So I'm like, but I stupidly get drunk and, like, have to sober up kind of, like, by myself. But, well, I was there with friends, so it wasn't like I was completely by myself. But yeah, anyways. So, but he was like, next Friday, I'm free though. We should definitely do something. So I'm thinking, I'm just like, that's probably just like, that just sounds like a hangout, it just sounds casual. Like, it doesn't really sound like anything. But I was like, yeah, I'm free next Friday, like, totally down to do something. Would love to. I really kept it casual because I was just like, yeah, we can hang out or do something. Because I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this guy likes me or not. And because I was like, I like him, but I can't be like, I want you. I'ma have you. We'll talk soon. I'm not about to pull a Drewski. I'm not built like that, dude. Well, I am, but, like, I genuinely like this guy. So I was just like, I have to play cool. I can't be my normal. I mean, I can be my normal self. You know what I mean? But I can't be, like, instantly, like, on top of him. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So anyways, excuse me. So then we're texting, like, the whole week. Just kind of, casual conversations, yada, yada, yada. Thursday rolls around. My friend's like, when are we going to pop our puh? And I'm just like, girl, I don't think Thomas is gonna plan anything, so, like, let's freaking go out. Let's go out Friday. Let's have a girls' night. Because there's this one club that had, it had a bad bitches night, and we were like, yes! We've been there several times, okay? Especially that night, it's so much fun, because they only play, like, girl music. Like Chapel, Charlie, Gaga, Beyonce, Riri, Megan, Doja, Ariana, Nicki, Cardi. They play all the baddies, right? I really ate my words, though, because he texted me. I had to write down, like, little notes about it. He texted, shout out for my company sending this. And he sent an image and said, no upcoming moments that matter. It was like a little message to do board type of thing. And I was like, oh my God, on a bad day, this would send me into a spiral, LOL. He's like, yeah, I saw that. And I was like, I can't let his company that he works for win. And I was like, LOL, what's going to be your next moment that matters then? And he said, our date tomorrow, like the eye emojis. That's why I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. That got me. Okay, that got me because I was like, a date? And I'm at the freaking office, dude. And I had to run to, like, my other coworker because the one I'm, like, closest to, she's, like, on the other side of it. And so I was like, ee! Like, the whole time running down there. And, like, work with, like, majority women. And they're like, Meg, what's going on? And I was just like, I just got asked out on a date. And, like, I'm spinning. I literally was like, guess what? I got asked out on a date. I was like, I was so excited. And I was so nervous. Dude. And it took me, I think, like, 2 hours to, like, come up with a message to be like, yes, I want to go. It's not like absolutely insane, right? So, Sorry, I'm just like, I'm coming off of that high again, dude. Okay, so I was like, yes, would love to go. And like the restaurant he said, I've actually have been there before, but the text messages, I was like, I didn't even know that was a restaurant. Uh, liar, liar, you know. Um, because the last time I was there was with my ex, so I was like, I don't want to be like, it's not like that doesn't really care. Like, there's a lot of places in Pittsburgh that my ex and I went to, and like, I'll go again. I'll go again. Nothing really is like monumental for me to like not rehash. Okay, this video is gonna be so long because I can't. I'm way too happy about this. Okay, so he was like, okay, perfect. And I was like, okay, what's the time? He's like, I don't want to hold you to a time right now because I'm getting my car inspected. I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but I will let you know the time, and I promise I won't spur it up on you. I was like, okay, no worries. Here's the time I get out. Here's the earliest I could be there. Just want to let you know, just in case, like, whatever happens, right? So then, my ring light just went out. That's fine. So then, so Friday rolls around. I am so nervous. I like sent my friends 3 different outfits. I'll show you guys. Okay. Everyone voted for the blue dress. I'd say majority of people voted for the blue dress, but I didn't go like that. And here's the reason is because he was like, how about we meet at 7? I'm going to go on a little bit of a walk. And then, because he just got done with his car inspection, he's like, and then we can, have dinner and everything. I was like, okay. So he's going on a walk. He's going to be casual. Because it is at, like, a park. Okay. It's at North Park. The restaurant's good. It's good because it's on, like, a little lake, and I feel like lake just ups. No matter what the vibe is, it just ups it, right? So, sorry, guys. I'm just like, okay. I said I was going to do a smoky eye, and I've absolutely brought nothing to the table. Okay, but I got the blue now. So, I was like, okay, perfect. I'll switch it to casual. But I did want a little, a little titty showing, a little, I gotta bring something to the table, This face doesn't open a lot of doors sometimes, okay? My face card kind of declines a little, okay? Sorry. But I was like, okay. So I don't know if I have a picture of the outfit. If I do, I'll put a picture up. But it was just like the white skirt with a low cut shirt, long sleeve, it's black. I wore Adidas, and then I brought my little black purse. And then I couldn't find my fucking umbrella, and of course it was like raining. So I brought my rain jacket. But my rain jacket, the sleeves were tied because I tied it around my waist, and I had longer nails at this point, and it was difficult to like get that untied, And there's like 2 different types. Okay. So I was like, okay, see you soon. He's like, sounds good. Blah blah blah. I drive over there. I arrive at the place exactly at like 6:58, which is a little bit late than I would like, because I know the date started at 7, but like I would have like there the guy at like 6:45 to just scream into the void, but I didn't do that. So I had to scream into the void on the way there. I recorded it, but I didn't save it. I wish I did save it because I was showing y'all how unhinged I was, okay? Because I was so nervous because it's like, this is like I said, like, it's some guy I have liked, but like, I'm just like, I don't know if he likes me, And then like date, like, even then I was like, maybe it's just like a friend date, like people could be platonic. I go on friend dates all the time with my guy friends, so like, I was just like, there's, all these voices in my head. I'm just like, what's going on? So I texted him I parked and he's like, okay, I'm in the corner by the touch tunes and the restrooms. And okay, he would, anytime we were at like a house party or something, he always happened to be on aux. He has a good taste in music because I think we have similar taste in music. So I'm like, it's, why is this banging? you know? Um, and so whenever I go in, I see him, instantly and walk over there. I'm like, so, yeah. so, and we hug, and I was like, of course you're by the touch tunes, dude. And he's like, you know me. And I was like, okay, I do have a favor to ask you. Can you untie this? And it was my jacket. And he was like, oh my God, of course I can do that. And then he's like, well, maybe. So, like, we're catching up and he's like playing around with it. He's like, what did you do? And I was like, I was in Columbus with my family last weekend and there's a possibility it could rain and I didn't want to haul my umbrella anywhere. So I was like, oh, I'll just bring my rain jacket, blah, blah, blah. He's just like, girl. He eventually did get the knot though. So shout out to Thomas, first of all. And then like, dude, like the conversation was just so easy. It was just so like, we just flowed into one thing and the other. We talked about families. We talked about our favorite artists. We talked about drinks we like. We talked about, the pandemic. We talked about like mental health. We talked about addiction. He was addicted to nicotine and like whenever the pandemic happened, he like went through the whole program and everything and like, to get off of it. And he and then there was like a bachelor party that he went to and he had one like a cigarette as kind of like a a bachelor party moment, right? And he's like, turns out junk cigarettes do count, and I relapsed. And I was like, oh no. So I think he said he's been sober or not sober, but like smoking free for 4 months. So like huge, that's amazing, dude. Congrats. And I don't remember him smoking cigarettes in college. He never smelled bad. I do remember like those big modded vapes where basically like, like a human fog machine or whatever. So I guess maybe, you want to do, not want to do, but like you switch to cigarettes. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing with that, but I was just like, dude, congrats, Okay, so that was like his addiction and everything. I talked about how like I didn't drink for like 6 months. That really wasn't anything because that was just kind of like, I want to see if I can do this, And oh my gosh, like I just feel like we talked about like our families. Like his younger sister goes to the same school we did, and like she just turned 21 and it's just been fun. And like he's involved in this, he plays pickleball, he's a tennis hater. I want to be a tennis lover, but a girl be falling, and what else like did we just I don't know, yeah, like just asked me a lot of questions. I asked him a lot of questions, and it was just such an easy conversation. And then and then we got the affirmation, the confirmation I've been needing to know if this is an actual date or not, right? We got there. Okay. So we bring up my ex-boyfriend. I'm not sure who did. I tried not to. Because like isn't that like bad to talk about like an ex on your first date or whatever? I tried not to do that, but a bitch be yapping. So I think like one of the first things I said though, is that like he was younger than me. And he's like, he's younger than you. I was like, yeah, by 3 years. And he was like, 3 years. I was like, yeah, and majority of our relationship was long distance. He's like, majority of your relationship was long distance. And he was just like, that's just so insane to me because I do remember in college you were like, I'm never going to be in a serious relationship. I'm never going to do this. And then, like, I see you in a serious relationship. I was like, yeah, I guess a girl can change. And he's like, yeah, good for you, dude. So what is that? First of all, what does that mean? What does that mean? Do you want me, yes or no? Do you want me as your wife, yes or no? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Guys, please, I'm kidding. So, we, and he's like, I was kind of like a voy. I think this is the used word. The word he used. I was kind of like a voyeur watching your like relationship basically like crumble and everything. And like, whenever I posted something about talking to a felon. He's like, yeah, she wouldn't talk. He was like, yeah, she wouldn't talk to a felon like when she's dating someone. So that definitely means they're broken up with. He's like, and he said, he's like, I wanted to like DM you and be like, you know, like we should go out or something. I was like, what the heck? He's like, but I did a DM you because there was just the last message that I sent you was like something in college and I'm just like really embarrassed and I didn't want you to see that. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I probably said something embarrassing too. And he's like, no, you were fine. It was me. And I was like, okay. He's like, look at it later. Don't look at it right now. And I was like, okay. So, and I did look at it later and I didn't find anything, dude. So I don't know what he was talking about. So I'm going to have to ask for some clarification on that one. So I was like, okay, he did want to talk to me. And then he's like, I saw you on Hinge and I like had to just shoot my shot and talk to you. And I was like, what? Dude, so he wants me, you know? Like, that's what I needed. That's what I needed to hear. Because I genuinely was just like, no, we're just catching up, you know? Like, that's what I just kept saying to myself in my head and everything. Like, guys, no. He actually wants to get to know me. Which I think is crazy because he saw me in college and I just... Like I've, like, said before, I do think I was just, like, the actual fucking worst. For myself. Like, not as, like, a person in general, but just, like... I just saw the worst version of myself in college. So, and I don't know. And then he's on my Finsta, which, like, you've seen my crash outs. And you're still like, oh, no, this girl's cool. You know? It's just kind of like one of those things. Like, oh, I am lovable even though I have flaws. What concept, you know? So... I don't know, it was just, you know, it was just nice to... It was nice to hear that he's, like, wanted to talk to me and everything. And I didn't even think of, like, reaching out to him because I was like, he's probably not attracted to me. And this is not, like, a woe is me situation. But I generally didn't know his type, so I wasn't going to be, like... And even, like... Because I don't know if he's dated someone. I didn't ask him. We are seeing each other? We are seeing each other tomorrow. Do you want me? You know what I'm saying? So, do I look insane right now, dude? I feel like I kind of do. So, the bill comes. Dude, the bill comes? Pulls out the card immediately. Doesn't even look at me. Doesn't even say... She sets it down. He puts it down. I had 2 drinks and a salad, and he ordered the appetizer. Okay. He had 3 beers, a wrap, with coleslaw. I thought coleslaw was kind of crazy because I was like, oh, I really want some french fries. But I didn't say that. I just kind of was like, damn it. I can't snag some fries. So, and he lives like basically like 10, 15 minutes away from me. So far enough. I do have to like drive over a bridge, you know, or he has to drive over a bridge. But dude, that's easy. Okay. And the fact that like I didn't even bring up a second date, you know. Okay, so hold on. I'm getting the story, the timeline all mumbo jumbo. You know how I am. I be yapping. So he and then like, you know, they swipe the card or whatever and you do the tip and everything And I was like, oh, do you need cash or tip? And he was like, don't worry about it. Okay. Do you want me to be your baby mama? Yes or no? What do you want? What do you want? You know? Like, I'm a simple girl. I like to be taken care of. And I'm not saying, like, a babied or anything, but I'm saying, like, don't worry about it. Your presence is enough. Yeah, that hit something. Right. So, and I know this is, like, the first date, right? This is, like, really the bare minimum. Um, and at the end of the day, he is just a man, right? At the end of the day. You know? That song, Norman fucking Rockwell, keeps, playing in my head, like, you're just a man. It's just what you do, right? So, anyways. So we're yapping the whole time, and he's like, hey, and then I like turn around because my back's to everything, which I freaking hate, but that's like a personal thing. That's not like, he didn't know that. Okay. And I realize we're like the last, there's like another group of people, but we're basically the last people there. And he's like, oh, I guess this place is closing. And he like looks up and he's like, I feel like it closes at 9. And I was like, oh, what time is it? He's like, it's 10. And I was like, oh. He's like, I feel like we should leave, I was like, yeah, probably. So, because these people, the waiters and waitresses, they want to leave, So, so we walk outside, and it's sprinkling. It's not horrible rain or anything. And he's just like, so I think we should see each other this week or next weekend. What are you doing? And I was like, well, I'm going to Maryland, visiting a friend there. And he's like, oh, I might be camping. So yeah, next weekend's probably not good. And then he started like naming days of the week. He's like, Monday, Tuesday, I'm available. And I was like, okay. He's like, but it sounds like we'll just see each other, next week. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm free Monday, Tuesday. Like, pick a day, That's fine. He's like, oh, you're free? Okay, yeah. We did start out on Tuesday. I'll explain why. It switched to Monday, don't worry. And he was just like, do you have a hankering for anything? Like, do you want something? He's like, I don't want to plan. Like, he's like, is that too far ahead? Am I thinking too far in advance? Like, is that too early in this relationship? And I'm like, you just like, you want to plan stuff with me, dude? Like, guys, I'm easy. I like a little plan. I like a little time. I like a little setting down place area, So I was just like, yeah, Tuesday's great. He named this distillery, and I was like, I've never been there. That sounds great. And he like walks me to my car, and we happen to park our cars like this. Like, so they're like kissing. I was like, oh my gosh, these are our cars. He drives a Kia Forte. Cool. And he saw my baby, he saw my Lucy, and the Ford Escape, as we all know. And we just kept talking probably for like another like 30 minutes, just like outside, and then like finally like hugged again. We hugged like 3 different times, but and I didn't make a move to kiss or anything because I was like, I don't know, like I'm still like, no, this is not real. Or actually, he doesn't like me. He actually doesn't like me, actually. Actually, it's just a situationship. Like, that's what my mind is doing to myself, okay? I'm not even, like, close to being done with my makeup because I'm fucking talking. I'm so sorry, everyone. So, he's like, I don't want you to, like, stay in the rain, so I'm gonna let you go, but I'll see you Tuesday. I was like, okay. Slay, I text my friend, Miranda, and I was just like, bitch, are you up? And she's like, yes. And she lives like 15 minutes away from this place, so I was like, okay. I didn't tell her I was showing up. I just was like, I didn't even reply to her. I just showed up at her house, because I don't know personal space or boundaries or anything like that. And her boyfriend was there, so I like debriefed them on the whole situation and everything. And like, just kind of kikied with them. And then when I was there, Thomas texted me, and he was just like, He's like, dude, you're gonna hate me. And I was like, wait, what's going on? He's like, I can't do Tuesdays. I have an, can we switch to Monday? And that made me feel better that he like still does want to see me, you know, and everything. So, because I was like, I really want to see him, you know. And I was like, dude, I don't hate you. Like, switching to Monday is perfectly fine with me. And he was like, okay, perfect. And I was like, just curious, why are we switching? You know, just like, he's like, literally, I was driving in my car and it came to me like a vision. I have a pickleball game on Tuesday. And I was like, go. Fun. I think we were going to see each other either Thursday or Wednesday. He's like, I could be convinced to skip hockey. And I was like, no, don't skip hockey. Go. You got to get beat up by women. Because he's in a co-ed league. So, and so, guys. So, I was like, yeah, when Monday's perfect. So let's see when I. So yeah, Monday's perfect. Is there anything else that was with that story? I don't think so. So we're seeing each other tomorrow. I think I am gonna wear the blue dress tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be nice weather. So that at least, you know, alleviates some decision making for me. So tomorrow I'll just like come back from work and get ready, you know, or just change really. But I'm just like, I can't believe it, you know. But now like I can't post about him on my Finsta, dude. I have to like, I don't know, post about him. I can't even post about him on my Tumblr either, due to legal reasons that I'm not saying. But like, so YouTube's all I got for now until, I don't know. Because what if he sees this? And I'll be like, that wasn't about you, actually. I know all those events lined up for exactly what happened on our date and everything, but that wasn't with you. Just completely gaslight him, you know. Isn't that funny? Ain't that a bit funny? So, but I don't know if this is gonna like go into a relationship or not, you know. We haven't gotten there, dude. You know, it's only the first date. Like, and I keep being just like, Meg, you gotta chill. Because, you know, I'm thinking, you know. And, okay, here's another thing that I was like, okay, this guy remembers things about me, you know. We started talking about vinyls because he, like, listened to the Beatles. And he brought up Paul McCartney. I was like, oh, I have a Paul McCartney album on vinyl. He's like, oh, you got some vinyls? I was like, yeah. He's like, how many Lana vinyls do you have? I was like, I don't actually have any Lana vinyls. And he's like, oh, I never got you anything? I was like, no. No, he's like, that's the easiest present for you, dude. And I was like, yeah, I guess I never realized that, but yeah, there really was, though. Like, you didn't have to put any thought into that. Like, everyone knows I love Lana, right? So I was like, oh my god. And I didn't even bring her up in this conversation. So that's, like, something that he, like, remembered from college or even from, like, my Finsta. I probably talked about, or even on my regular Instagram account, you know? Sorry, like, this is just bad. I do still need to put away laundry. Once again, you know, the laundry demon. Laundry's always there. Just like the dishes. If it ain't the laundry, it's dishes, right? So that just made me, you know, happy. And I've been just kind of like riding that moment out. He did go to a wedding yesterday. And I think that's why. I wonder if we would have gone on a second date on Saturday night if he wasn't going to the wedding. Like, I wonder. I don't know. Maybe. But I feel like that would have been too soon. Like, I need a full debrief period. And I think Monday's kind of a little soon. But, like, the next time we'll see each other is probably going to be, like, next week. after this Monday. So, I'm just like, you know, I don't know. I'm happy. Yeah, I'm excited. Um, I haven't like I'm still talking to the guy in California, but I feel like we're slowly becoming friends, you know. It's slowly turning into a friendly thing. Um, Connor, my beloved, he'll always be there, you know. And I did tell him about the date, guys. Okay, okay. And he's like, "You're a cheater." And I was like, "I know, you still want me though." And we're fine. Okay. Like, y'all don't have to worry. I know it's not like, you know, pick your teams or anything, you know, but I promise you guys it's gonna be okay. Um, and also lost a little bit of weight, a pound. I know, I know, I know. Keep your applause. Keep your applause. And I've been studying for the GMAT. That test is on Thursday, dude. So I feel like I'm kind of stupid because I'm like letting this date fully distract me, dude. But I think it's just good for me to have that. And I also need to have a hard conversation with myself about like furthering my education. Like, is this something I truly wanted to do, or is it because I was dating a person who, like, I just felt like I needed to be better than them and go back to school? It's a whole living in spite type of thing. Because I'm not going to be lying to you guys. This whole presidency with the whole loans and women and immigrants, it's really affecting me. It's really affecting me in the background. I just don't know. I can't believe this video is like over 30 minutes. Sorry guys, but I do hope you enjoyed everything. Be safe. I hope everyone had fun. This week like I said, Monday, I am going to, he just texted me. I'm going on a date on Monday to this distillery that's like by where he lives. So more details to come next week, guys. Stay tuned. Taking the GMAT test Thursday. Going to see my friend in Maryland next week. So I don't know when I'll be well, no, I'll be back Sunday, so it'll be fine. And let me put on this other eyelash so I can be like, okay, let's close this video out, you know? I'm trying to think of other things that happened. I did go to an estate sale yesterday. I didn't really find anything, but the house was so cute. Like, you walked into the garage, you went up the stairs, like 5 steps. It was the living room, kitchen, and I think there was like a half bath on that floor. Then you walked up another set of stairs, and it was like 2 bedrooms and an office. And I think there was a master bathroom, and then no, I think it was a full bathroom. So it was 2.5 bath, 2 bedroom. How nice, dude. Kitchen was pretty good size. Had a nice backyard, had a nice porch. It was for sale too, so I was like, damn. But like, I'm not buying a house. I'm not buying a house. That's too much responsibility. And I got a pink shell Wedgwood plate from there. And that was really like my only find. I went to the strip district. I got my nails done, you know. And I think that was okay, guys. I think that was my week. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not done with the makeup look because I still need to do my face. And here's how I do my face. Okay, I do bronzer on the cheeks. Okay? It's gonna look a little clowny. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna look, but just. And I do it on the bridge of my nose. Like, that's where I keep focus center, go back and forth. Okay? And then we are gonna do the forehead. And I move all the hairs back. Boop, boop, boop. We're just gonna go crazy. We're gonna go insane. Okay. And then I get my blush brush. And I just kind of focus on the apples and bring it up a little. And then again, center of my nose. Just kind of going back and forth. Highlight, I really only do like one thing here. If I can get it. Just like a line on my nose. And I mean, I guess I can. I'll just do it. I put it on the very top of my cheekbones. And that's really, I do put on moisturizer actually after I do this. You guys be like, what? A wet after the dry? And yeah, it works for me, dude. I don't know. It's just something I've done. So I'm going to do that. Squeezing out the last drop for real. But thank you guys for listening and watching. Love ya. Be safe. Be kind. And I'll see you next week.